Hello and welcome to my workshop. Today we are going to start prepping this guitar, this Chibson that I sanded down in a previous video. And we are going to prep it. We're going to do some grain filler first, and then we are going to put some nitro cellulose lacquer on it, and lastly we will try to relic it as well. And this is my favorite guitar. It's a Cathy creation. It was a gold top from the beginning, but I never really liked the relicing that was on it when it came. I decided to try to do this myself, and I have found a good supplier here in Sweden, thankfully, because finding nitrocellulose paint for electric guitars has turned out not to be so simple. And I spoke to them and I told them that I wanted the H Gold version, and they were very helpful, so they hooked me up with the right color and all the things that I needed. I'm going to show you the whole process and also the finished results. So let's go ahead, let's start doing the grain filler. Just open the parcel. And I don't know, my supplier may be shipping worldwide. I don't know, I haven't asked them. But I will leave the link for these products in the description below. And this should be the grain filler. It's very well packed. Yeah, and here it is. Grain filler mahogany. When I ordered this, I was under the impression that this top was made out of mahogany. But I got some comments that it wasn't. Now I'm a little unsure. But I think that this grain filler will work fine, even though it's not mahogany. Let's open it up to see how it looks like. Yeah, it looks like this. So you don't have to mix it yourself. So I'm guessing I'm going to apply it to the wood, wait for a while, and then we can sand it down. And maybe we'll do it again and sand it down, and we'll do that a couple of times. So when you're working with a plastic gloves like I'm doing, you don't need any tools. If you just had a flat surface, then you could use a spatula, is that what you call it? And just put it in. But now, since this is a carved top, I like to use my hands, just as I did when I sanded it down. I like to use my hands and follow the contours and the lines of and the forms of the actual guitar body. Let's start putting this on. I haven't read the instructions for this, but I guess you just apply it. Once you've done that, you just try to get it down into the grains. Now, as I said, the important thing is to just fill the grains, and then I can take off the surplus of this material, of this grain filler. Now, this is my first time doing this, so you may spot me doing something very wrong. I think I will figure it out in the end and get this guitar painted as I wanted. But yeah, some of you probably knows how to do this much better than I do. So just bear with me and leave it in the comments if you have a better idea of doing this than I have. So let's try to remove some of this grain filler before it dries up. Now I try to apply the wood grain both with the grains of the wood and also against the grain, just to get it from all the angles. But I guess I'm going to have to do this more than one time. So now I'm just taking off all the excess, and then I will let it dry, and after that I can sand it down, and then I can apply the next layer. And I think I'm going to do that 3 times. Now, as I'm removing this, I'm also pressing all the grain filler into the grains. This is actually helping me to fill in the grains. I've seen some people that are relicking their guitars, mostly Stratocasters or Fenders. They are not doing the grain filler bit, and then you get an effect of seeing the wood grain underneath the paint, and that could be a really nice feature. But on a gold top, I don't think that's appropriate. And this will dry quite fast, so I can feel it has almost started to dry already. Now I'm going to leave that for about half an hour. So we let it sit and let it dry, and then we are going to sand it down, and then we are going to apply the second layer of this grain filler. Okay, so this has been curing now for about 3 hours. Now we'll sand it down and then we will put on another layer of the grain filler. Now you want to remove all the grain filler. You only want the paste to be inside the grains. So basically you have to sand it down to a clean wood surface. Now already on the first go here I can really feel how smooth the surface of the wood has become. Now when you do this kind of work at home, be sure to have a lot of sandpaper at your house, because you want to constantly change them out. You don't want to stand with sandpaper looking like this and doing all the work with that, because that's just tiring. And there it is. That's the first coat of the grain filler. So the next thing is to open up this box here. It should contain the color and the lacquer. Let's see what we've got. So this is the clear coat. That's the primer. This is the color. And this is also the color. So these are all the components that I'm going to be using to spray paint this gold top. The first one is the grain filler from the left, and then it is the primer, and then you have the color, and the color is aged gold top. And then you have the golden age gloss lacquer, and that's the lacquer that will actually crack. Last but not least, you have the relic patina. It's the little can over here. Once you have got the cracks in the paint, rub it in. You will enhance the cracks. In this video we are going to focus on the first few here. Now we will put on the primer, and then we will put on the color, and lastly we will put on the clear coat. And then it has to cure for 2 weeks, I think, before you can put the guitar in the freezer and put in the cracks. We will proceed with masking the guitar, and then we can put down the first layer of primer. Let's do that. Now I'm going to keep this pretty simple. I have taped down the guitar, and I'm just going to lay it sit here on this cardboard paper. I'm going to shake this up for a minute, and then we're going to apply the first layer of the primer. Okay, so now I have sprayed it 3 times, and I have sanded it a little bit between each time to get that smooth surface. So now I'm going to sand it down one last time. So now we will start the painting process with the aged gold top color, and yeah, I'm quite excited to see how it will look, because the gold top color of a Gibson is notoriously hard to get right. So I hope that this paint will be good. As I said, I have put primer on it 3 times, and I have sanded it a little bit between each time. So now I'm going to sand it down one last time, just to get that extra smooth surface. It's smooth now as well, but you really want to take down all the little bumps before you spray paint it. So yeah, let's do that. And you really don't need more than what I do now. And this is a 2000 grit. It's just about taking down the high bits. You don't want to take away all of the primer. Just wiping it down. So now we are ready to put the first coat of paint on this guitar. My experience is that you have to put enough layers on it so you completely cover it, and once you have done that, you put one more layer above that. Okay, so now I have put on 3 coats of paint on this guitar, and I have put on 1 layer of clear coat. So now, before I can put on the second layer of the clear coat, I have to sand this down. And I'm going to wet sand it, and I'm going to use a 2000 grit sandpaper and a little water with a little soap in it. And I'm not applying any pressure here. I'm just taking it slow and making it right. So what you can do when you are looking for some bumps in the lacquer, you can sand it down as I have done now, and then you can remove the water with the paper. And then when you look at it at an angle, then you can see the low spots and the high spots. In this case, I can see that I need to basically go over the whole guitar one more time. When it comes to wet sanding a clear coat, you just need to sneak up on a good result. Just do one time, wipe it off, look, do it again, wipe it off, look, do it again. Now we have finished all the coats on the guitar, and the only thing that we need to do now is to sand it down one last time, and then we have to buff it up to get that really nice looking finish. So this is how it turned out. I think the color is pretty good. It's maybe hard to catch it on the camera, and I think it's quite similar to the Golden Age gold top paint. So I'm happy with it as it is. Now I'm going to let this sit inside my house for at least 2 weeks, and then I will put it in the freezer and see if I can get some cracks going on the paint. After that, I may relic it a little bit here, get it to look a little bit old. This is how you spray paint a guitar with a rattle can. As you can see, I think it turned out very nice. Thank you for watching. That was all for today. I hope you had fun and I hope you have enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.